Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your 2023 Special Alignments audio. Now, something special happened this year where it got to be a little too much, so I broke it into 3 parts. This first part will feature the Jupiter activations. So this update covers the special alignments happening in 2023. Each and every year has its own flavor and specific activations to deal with or navigate. This year, Jupiter will move from Aries to Taurus, and North Node will move from Taurus to Aries. So both of these energies and lessons are up for us socially and collectively throughout the year of 2023. Their lessons always have to do with you, the individual, and your personal values and priorities, and how all that guides your choices and actions along the way. Jupiter has a 12-year cycle that moves in 3-year increments, moving our education and consciousness along, while the North Node is a 20-year cycle that moves in 5-year increments, moving our life path and direction along. Being at the beginning of the zodiac also indicates a huge reset for the social collective levels, and of course, anyone with these signs activated. This also indicates that the next 3 to 5 years are anchoring the bigger cycles of 12 to 20 years, all tied to how we navigate the social realms in particular, what we believe to be true or possible for ourselves, and which choices take us in the direction of our chosen goals. Mars moves the fastest and will have the most contacts with other planets in a way that will shape and direct your personal year. Finally, I cover the general vibe in the 2023 energetic overview, also linked in here. But this post is to just cover how they interact with others during 2023. For our purposes, I will go over them in the order they happen, and I will synthesize them along the way. We kick off with Jupiter because we want to imagine and expand the vision and rewrite our narratives so that we can live a more imaginative, creative, conscious story, right? So Jupiter's going to have some major contacts this year. Jupiter to Pluto, to the North Node, Saturn, and Uranus and Neptune. Okay, so we have all the outer planets plus Saturn and the North Node. So that means it's collective, it's social, it's individual. No one is exempt. The first hit is May 17th when it squares off with Pluto. And this is happening at 0 Taurus and 0 Aquarius. These are very potent 0 point of possibilities, reset a huge cycle that is definitely social and collective, but will affect us directly in our fixed areas, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. This is a social and collective planet squaring off, facilitating change on every level, and no one is exempt. In this case, Jupiter, which rules your consciousness, education, and belief system, what you believe to be true or possible, is challenging Pluto, which rules purification and transformation. So if we are believing things that are toxic for our system or humanity itself, then Pluto will assist with cleaning, clearing, and cleansing on the deepest soul level. These two energies are potent by themselves, but when challenging each other like this, permanent change is underway. Squares push you out of comfort zone and into new territory that essentially you could not get to on your own, as you need the friction or the push. Keep your own motivations pure to avoid getting hurt by the karmic debris swirling nearby. Know your own truth and story, and allow what's no longer true to fade, while embracing a renewed sense of purpose and dedication to something larger than you. This is where we want to connect our small story to the larger social collective. What are you contributing? How are you making a difference? What are you a voice for, right? Pluto is the purifier, and Jupiter represents justice and laws and is a social planet. So look for changes in government and revelations of the movements and machinations that are covert or hidden from public view. There is a cleansing happening as we speak. It is time to question everything, especially your own belief systems. Reflect to see if what you hold as truth is still adequate or even accurate. This energy is best for working toward positive change and restoring clean power structures within and out in the world, and helping the individual transform their personal story considerably. The signs tell us the lessons, Taurus and Aquarius. Jupiter in Taurus can reconnect you with your true values and have you investing in that which is sustainable for you, while Pluto in Aquarius is going to reveal the toxicity of humanity and technology, and that particular relationship has to change or it will kill us and the planet too. Taurus is the lesson of proper moral, spiritual, and financial values. Aquarius is the lesson of detachment and seeing the bigger picture. We cannot continue to be a consumerist culture at the expense of Mother Earth, our only true source for survival. We cannot get lazy about our own inner authority, or the powers that be will find new and more covert ways to enslave us as a population. On the other hand, we can double down on investing in circular economies and a green infrastructure so that we can remain sovereign and independent. We can find ways to balance our physical needs with our unique genius that wants to advance humanity with the help of technology. Right now, the square indicates hard choices and big changes that have to take place before we can find that balance. Deep breath. One final note, they are squaring off at 0 degrees, and they will have several more chances to adjust and adapt so that we come out of this on the other side with our priorities reset and a deeper dedication to sovereignty and freedom for the people. We have to note that while Pluto spends 20 years in Aquarius, it will alternate squaring off with Jupiter in Taurus and Scorpio every 6 years, giving them 4 chances to work this out over that 20-year period. So I've listed the years here. 2023, it's Taurus to Aquarius, and we're challenged to grow in a physical, literal way. In 2029, it's going to be Scorpio to Aquarius, Jupiter to Pluto, and that's going to be power and the power of our beliefs and where we're placing our resources and how that's all working. 2035, 36 will go back to Taurus, and 2042 will go back to Scorpio. When that'll wrap up the whole Pluto and Aquarius dynamic. So this rewriting of the story around I love Taurus Scorpio for the, earth, beauty, bounty, benevolence, blessings, and all the food and flowers and sustenance that is automatically provided through that Taurus lens of Mother Earth, while Scorpio is the breath of God that breathes life into it, the invisible power within life itself, and that which facilitates the life, death, life process. So we're going to get real clear on a lot of this over these years. For another frame of reference for these two coming together in a square also happened while Pluto was in Capricorn in 2008 to 2024. During those years, it was Aries to Capricorn challenges to grow in 2010-11. And in 2016-17, it was Libra to Capricorn. So think about that. Remember when Jupiter was in Aries, 2010-11, challenging Pluto, that was a transformation of you, the individual, or the identity and purpose that you were going through at that time. Whereas 2016-17 was all the partnerships and connections and who were we relating with on certain levels and how was that working? And where's the balance between how you want to relate and the authorities in your life and things like that. 2016-17 was wild years, okay? But no matter what the signs are, these two come together in a challenging way every 6 years that we can start to co-create with more consciously. Deep breath. So yeah, the go-around in Capricorn was also cardinal, which is a little bit more about our actions and choices in our self versus other and home versus work departments. So now that's going to shift to Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo, Aquarius. And in this case, Leo is always the energy left out of the equation, which means we have to bring it in consciously. That's being heart-centered and authentic and coming to share and shine your light and not be stingy with it. We need your light. We need your unique genius contributed, but we also need to rework our priorities so that we can function better. Taurus Scorpio is very practical in the body. This is a body-soul realignment with all that Aquarius technology and future thinking, and how are we going to balance out the advancements we've made with the schedule and the rhythm that Mother Earth needs to function well, right? We can't rush her because a computer wants to go faster. Earth takes time. That's the whole point of being on Earth, is to slow down and be embodied and have that embodied experience. If we're going to live in our heads, or we're going to live in these spacesuits, or we're going to live in through these lenses and in these virtual realities, what's the point of having a body? Your body's just wasting away. So there's this reconnection that's already been underway with Uranus and Taurus, getting us reconnected to the body. And those who like Earth and like being in a body are enjoying some upgrades. And by the same token, we are having to lighten up so that we can vibrate at the higher frequency that Mother is vibrating at. So there is this Aquarian upgrade to that electrical system that's going on for all of us that we can tap into to transform our realities as we go. So this is juicy. Even though it's a square, it's also a challenge for our consciousness to grow because everything is changing. Pluto style, never going to go back, okay? That's May 17th. Less than 2 weeks later, on May 31st, it's going to conjunct the North Node at 3 degrees Taurus. So early Taurus is going to be powerful new beginning for our Taurus departments for one and all. And of course, if there's something initiating, which at a minimum is a new 12-year truth and story, maximum a new 20-year life path and direction. But there are some bigger themes we're going to get into. Just think about what you're initiating in your Taurus department, the story you want to tell, meaning you'd have to integrate and balance out some things in the Scorpio side to make that all work. And then in your Leo Aquarius departments, you're going to have to change something to accommodate this new beginning. This is just the way it goes. I don't usually write about the North Node, but I may have to start since I love the cycles so much, and this one is pretty important. Jupiter is only in Taurus every 12 years, and North Node is only there every 20 years. So they end up initiating like this every 7 years. The last time they connected in Virgo in 2016, but the last time they met up in Taurus was 1929, okay? That is damn near 100 years ago. So in one sense, every 7 years, we need to be expanding the vision and initiating a new direction of some sort. But if we go all the way back and compare 1929 to 2023, we are right back in a battle for reality. 1% in control of everything while the 99% fight over the scraps of whatever's left. I think it is time to collectively tell a new story. Let us break the cycle this time of having such divergent values. A society cannot work if its members do not share the same values. Also, this is a precious reminder about our resources and how they are acquired, managed, and distributed. Let us use this initiation to set some goals for the next 3 to 5 years, knowing that whatever we can anchor in place that can serve and support the next 7 generations will take 12 to 20 years to fully stabilize. Taurus energy reminds us to cultivate the beauty way. Do all things with Mother Earth in mind. Be more feminine and receptive rather than masculine and forceful. It is time to upgrade our container individually, socially, and collectively. Deep breath. We're resetting our self-worth and self-value and the story we tell around that. We are claiming a whole new direction with our embodiment. And like I said, the experience of pleasure, quality food, quality sex, enough money to pay your bills, and what I say enough to share and to spare is what I want. And you're comfortable and you're secure and you're protected and you know your level, right? There's a level that you don't want to go below in Taurus, and that's always tied to your self-esteem and self-worth. So there's a reset there that we can tap into by believing in a larger story and expanding the vision for what's possible for our physical existence. We don't have to struggle from the cradle to the grave. Part of this embodiment process is to experience pleasure. And so we have to get better at that and stop letting the social collective distract us from the on the ground thing. Think Taurus. Taurus is very literal. I live with a bull. Okay, I know this. And part of us that is super literal. I don't know how else to put that. So there's certain things that make me feel safe and comfortable and protected. That's where you're going with this new story. What's going to make you feel that way and make you feel worthy of that quality nutrient and quality surroundings and a beautiful surroundings and environment. Natural. It's also very natural. It's not synthetic or fake. This is all natural. Mama Earth in charge. So let's see how we can rededicate our resources, reallocate them, reorganize them, however you want to put it, so that you are having that literal experience. You know, one of the things I do when there's lots of trauma and drama going on around is I say, in this moment, I'm fine. I'm provided for. I have a roof over my head. I got clothes on my back. I got food in my belly. In this moment, I'm fine. I can't stress when in this moment, everything is fine. I think when we tell our bodies that something's wrong because we're stressed about the past and we're having whatever anxiety about the future, you're out of your body. You're not in your present. So this is a chance for us to reset. And like I said, it takes 3 to 5 years to sort of anchor this within us, but it's going to be so worth the effort to do it. The next one is Jupiter sextiling Saturn. So this is Jupiter in Taurus to Saturn in Pisces. So again, anything that we can dream up, we can manifest. And sextile is an opportunity to gain some traction, and this is powerful too. And these two haven't danced like this in 7 years and won't again for 14 years. It's an excellent activation to come on the heels of eclipse season too. So much has changed since 2017. That was 7 years ago. What did you get going at that time? What were your measurable successes? How did your personal story evolve because things in your reality shifted during that time? Remember to take the names and faces off. It's all energy. Be neutral and tune back into the here and now. All cycles repeat, but the energy surrounding them and you constantly evolve. Plus, we've actually been swimming in this energy field for a while now, so you ought to know how it feels. Check your Taurus and Pisces houses or areas of life, and remember that today just brings the peak and point of contact, which is a unique opportunity to do some personal prayer work or intention setting for these areas of your own life. This activation helps you gain real traction in your life if you are conscious and practical. Jupiter and Saturn are very much like peristalsis in the body, which naturally expands and constricts the intestine to move our digestive process along. They expand and constrict, moving our story and timeline along. Jupiter moves your truth and story along, while Saturn is your timeline and moves your physical reality along. Even though they are considered social planets, we can work with them as individuals and make considerable gains in short periods of time when we do. This activation in particular is super useful because we have the optimism, faith, and vision of Jupiter expanding our world while being grounded in the step-by-step process it takes to make this a reality. You are so supported to finally be congruent, soul and personality, and alignment, congruent on the inside and the outside. This allows you to step up and into this evolved reality that you've created with your own consciousness. And if you're not congruent, but divided within, and you're not living the reality you've always envisioned for yourself, then this activation helps too because it supports you tapping into your higher self to guide you or grant you access to the new vision. Not to mention Saturn will help with the first practical steps toward creating this new stability within. Deep breath. So the last time they got into a sextile together was 2017 in Libra and Sag. So it was air and fire. Now this year, 2023, it's in Taurus to Pisces, earth and water. The next one will be 2037 in Gemini to Leo, back to air and fire. So these are opportunities to move our truth and purpose along consciously. And there's this little alternation between 7 and 14 years that it comes into play. So that wraps up the Jupiter activations that we need to pay attention to. If you're working on the larger story of your life or shifting your consciousness or embodying your wisdom at a new level, then this is the one to pay attention to. All right, everyone. I want to wish you a happy new year. Reach out if you feel called. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools signing off.